Hey, thank you everyone for coming. I feel like it's just an extension of our studio, and we have all these people sitting in on our recording. It just happens to be the 500th, so we needed a bigger studio. So, time to start the show. Hey there, welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits, coming to you from sunny Santa Cruz, California. This is Liza, and I'm here in front of a live studio audience. Thank you so much for coming. We've got a great show. But before we start bringing up some of the Misfits, I want to take it back. Back to that first day, Megan, Zoe, and I sitting in the garage and said, let's do a podcast. Don't know if anyone will ever listen, but it'll be fun. Why not? We had one mic on the floor, just the three of us talking, and we're like, how bad could it be, right?
Welcome to the Santa Cruz Recycle Motorcycle Garage. We like to refer to ourselves as Mechanics and Misfits, and that would be Josie the cat. We're doing this podcast to share kind of who we are in this community that we've created. I'd like to point out that on paper, none of us have a lot in common. For instance, Megan is how old?
21.
I'm 40. And Zoe, say hi.
Hey.
How old are you?
22.
Okay. But we find this common thing that brings us together, and we have a lot of fun. I'd like you to get to know people in the garage, and I'm going to start with interviewing Megan.
Megan, come on up on the stage. So yeah, that first show, Zoe and Megan and I were at the garage, and meanwhile the garage is going on. People are working on stuff. People are walking past us to get tools because they have no idea what we're doing. Megan, do you remember that day?
Yes, I actually listened to the first episode today to bring everything back, and it's been 9 years.
Isn't it crazy?
It's pretty bizarre. It's like a time capsule in a few ways. And it's really cool to be here. I haven't been around podcasting for a while. I've been around, but it's cool to be here for 500.
What were we thinking?
I don't fucking know.
And if you saw in there, that first show, we called ourselves...
Motorcycles and Maniacs?
Mechanics?
I don't even know.
Motorcycles, yeah, Mechanics.
I think we floated Maniacs.
Yeah, a bunch of things.
Mechanics. I feel like there was something else, but it's been a while.
And then we came upon Misfits by episode 2, and it just fit, because if you look at all of us together,
it doesn't make sense.
You wouldn't put us together on paper.
It really doesn't make sense.
No,
at all.
It doesn't, but it clicked. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you, what impact has the garage had on your life?
That's a big question. Everything.
Yeah.
I started coming when I was 20. We did our first podcast. I was 21. It's been a while. The garage has altered the course of my life. Really. Motorcycles has altered the course of my life. I don't really ride anymore. I have 2 kids. They're very small. I don't have time.
But you're raising riders.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have met my kid's dad if I wasn't involved in motorcycles. Yeah. I wouldn't have my children. I bring them to the garage, and all of these people out here, you've all become long-lasting friends. I was in Kat's wedding. You guys showed up to my kid's birthday party and my baby shower, and you're my people. You talk about like meeting people when you go to college. You meet people through, I don't know, however you meet people. This is how I met people. And these people have stuck around.
Yeah, I can say the same. Every person in my life, Raven, shout out, has come to me through the garage. It's been incredible. And that's something that we try and, bottle up and share.
It's a community.
It is.
And, it being on kind of like the more mature, quote unquote, side, I bring my kids to the garage now, and Elliot gets into tools, and we have to watch and make sure he doesn't put stuff down pipes, and he's done that before. And it's coming full circle, and it's kind of wild.
Well, it's an honor to have you here.
I'm so glad you asked me
with
to be
us
here
tonight, because you were there at the start. But I think we're ready to bring up a couple more Misfits. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, come on up.
I love my low-hanging balls. Welcome to Motorcycles and blah blah. Here at the.
Don't get me wrong, our Vespa 150 is probably faster on an open road.
I ordered a jet kit that came with a drill.
Usually before I crash is, wow, I'm going really good.
Come on up, guys. Doug, Knock, Bagel, Kat, Adrianne. Come on up.
What's up, babe one?
Oh, no.
Hey.
Wow, 50 episodes.
Whoa.
Crazy.
What a milestone.
Who could have thought we could have done that many?
We want to remember some of the other Misfits. There's so many. We couldn't fit everyone here on the stage.
There's a good number of shirtless people in this photo slide. This is very good.
There might be a few.
And we can always rely on Doug for the photo finger. Thank you, Doug, for being consistent. Hey,
welcome.
guys.
Hello,
Welcome up here.
This is bizarre.
Is this a weird blast from the past?
Yes, that's also very bright light.
It's pretty cool.
The smell is the same, though. It's
Well, I wanted to kind of go back again before the podcast. The garage is what has brought us all together. And I wanted to kind of go down the line and from each of you find out how you came to the garage. Bagel, we were talking about this the other day, and it's like, I don't know, he was just there. Like,
Yeah.
we don't remember when you appeared. It just, you were been there.
Well, in February of 2014, I had just moved to Santa Cruz in December of 2013 from South Bay, and only knew a few people in the area, mostly from the Scooter Club. But then I'd been listening to podcasts for a couple of years, and I decided, there's got to be some motorcycle scooter podcasts out there. And I kind of started searching around and found this podcast that had a very familiar name. That was Cleveland Moto. I happen to know someone who runs a shop called Cleveland Moto, and sure enough, I downloaded the podcast. It was him. And on the episode I listened to, he mentioned the Recycle Motorcycle Garage in Santa Cruz. And I said, what? I've never heard of this. And I've been coming to Santa Cruz for years, riding here, and I've never heard of this Recycle Garage. I have to go check this out. And the next Sunday, I went down, and I didn't stop coming back since.
Yep. And Knock, you're another one, just kind of been there.
The internet
I don't remember where you came from either.
Yeah, the internet has led me to weird, strange places. Your garage being one of them. I was in Aptos, and I was commuting 11 miles to work, and I realized I got to move into town, so it's a lot easier for me to commute. And at that time, I was okay. I know.
The
11 miles, really?
There's like 11 dog shit miles. Okay, it's 22 back and forth. All right.
Truth.
And in the rain, just whatever. Okay, what? It sucks. but and then like I need to find friends in this town because I'm gonna hate it. Like so, I eventually just showed up at your garage, and it's like, oh, these people seem kind of cool. But I've had seen you before.
I got that on recording.
And I thought I'd seen you before at like the vampire event.
What was that?
Seems kind of cool.
It seems kind of cool. But no, I think I've seen you at some of the vampire rallies or rides, and I go, this person, the biggest gay I've ever seen, apparently. And I'm just going to go and hang out. She seems really cool, and I was like friends with lesbians at that time. Like, what's another one? You know, man?
Cool,
Like, yeah, let's go. So it worked out pretty good.
Nice. And Doug,
Yes.
I know where you came from.
Where?
You're one of the earliest. I think John Dalton's the only one who's been coming longer.
John Dalton, yeah.
You've been coming to the garage
12, 13 years.
12, 13
Yeah,
years.
it was around 2010. I was just tagging along with a friend, and Liza dumped a Honda 400 in my lap. Little did I know I was being subject to a couple years of torture.
Yeah, but you liked it.
5 or 6 engine rebuilds later, finally got it running, and I still have that bike. Since then, been coming back regularly, and Liza taught me how to use tools and the tricks of the trade.
And you're one of the people I'm very proud of, because you didn't wrench and you didn't ride, and now you're better at both of those than me.
That's on recording.
Yep, we have that on record.
No, that is something I'm proud of, that people come and become better at it than I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep, and then Doug's magic fingers.
This is the diddle finger.
Yes.
And now,
How's that
Kat,
motion? It's a come here motion?
It's yes.
Come
here
hither.
motion. Yeah.
Kat, you're one of our favorite stories. Oh.
Mic check.
And you were, what, 19?
Yeah, I was
And I think your
freshly 19.
dad came with you to
Freshly.
scope it
Yes.
out, make sure we weren't dangerous.
Yeah, he was convinced that I was going to get trafficked or killed or something. He was just absolutely convinced. I found a Craigslist ad that was hella shady. It was shady. And I was 19, and I had no fear in the world, and I was rebellious, and I wanted to ride some fucking motorcycles.
What was your first bike?
It was also equally shady Honda Rebel 250. It was real trash, but it was my trash, so it was good. It was
I
great.
still remember when we got an email from you. Can I come by?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember like all of us reading it and being like, what? Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I kind of want to get into motorcycles. Can I come by? Sure.
I
And you just kind of got sucked into the vacuum.
Yeah, listening to Megan talk about how motorcycles in the garage really like altered every facet of her life, I can 100% relate to. I met my husband because of motorcycles. I work in the motorcycle industry. I live and I breathe motorcycles every day. I also don't ride much anymore, but that's because I'm decrepit and broken from motorcycles.
Vicious cycle.
You're the best worst crasher of all of us.
I am. I commit. I don't fuck around with that like pansy bullshit. I commit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no little spiral fractures here or there. You go for the
no.
full pelvis.
Yeah, no, I don't fuck around, man.
Yeah, and Adrianne, you are I'm going to say, eldest member of the vampires that have been around Santa Cruz for a long time.
One of them, yeah.
And have now sucked in a lot of people into the
Oh, yeah.
club through the garage as well. We're a feeder
Yep.
to the vampires.
I have made that joke before of, the Recycle Garage is a feeder club for the vampires. And it's true.
You have
Yeah.
no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've known you since before the Recycle Garage.
Yeah. I mean, you've been hanging around the vampires, coming for rides as long as I can really remember, which granted is only like 2 weeks ago. But so, yeah, I mean, for the garage, it was, hey, Liza's doing this thing. Okay, cool. So, Connor, a couple others would come down and hang out on Sundays and like watch the kids wrench. And like, hey, get to like, no, don't do that. Or go ahead, do that. That's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
So I was coming around hanging out and then started getting more into the like, no, actually trying to help people instead of just making fun of them.
Yeah, it's fun. And you're another person who would bring your kids down to
Yep.
play, which is another kind of really cool thing, that sense of community. It's not just a motorcycle shop. It's a community.
it was on my lock screen for ages of my little, at the time, like 3-year-old with a screen, like with a giant screwdriver poking it into my CRF. So it's like, aw. And yeah, and he still wants to ride, but he needs to learn to listen a little bit more before I actually put him on something. So.
Right. Well, I think we're ready to bring up some more Misfits.
Woo. I was trying to draw a dick in the air and I dropped the beer, okay?
Don't look at me when I'm inside of you.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I thought it's, we're keeping the decorum here.
Mike's not here.
I was rode hard and put away wet, but I am here.
Who be throwing canned hams at me?
Classic photo.
Charlie, Mike, Jim, why don't you come up here?
Yeah, like a cat. This agile man.
But you're wearing clothes. I'm so disappointed.
That can change.
Blatant false advertising.
No idle threats.
And of course, we can't forget.
Everyone here knows who I am. Hello, darlings. It's Miss Emma.
Yeah, Miss Emma. Come on up here, Miss Emma.
Beans, darling.
All right. Here we go.
And again, some more of the Misfits from over the years. Don't want to forget them.
Fucking lager.
And our special guest, Phil from Cleveland Moto. Come on up.
This fucking guy. Hey.
Hey, everyone.
Hooray! No free plugs.
And it's crazy looking at this stage full of all these people. Got 13 people up here, yet there's so many Misfits. It was hard to just like pick a representative, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so many Misfits from over the years that we could have filled this stage. I mean, raise your hand if you've been on the show before. There you go. Look.
Holy shit!
Wow,
that's
a lot of people.
That's awesome. That's like, can you keep them up real quick again?
Great.
Yeah.
That's at least a third to 2/3, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
That's closer to half.
That's majority.
That's jeez.
So let's continue down the line. Emma,
Aloha, darling.
how did you come to find us?
You
We
found
found
me.
you. Yes.
Yeah,
You
you
stole
stalked
me.
her.
We did.
We stole you.
I was curating at a motorcycle museum in Pacific Grove, which is about 40 miles south of here. And the Misfits came to visit. And what you don't realize is when you first meet the Misfits en masse, they're actually quite intimidating. And
Yeah, careful.
bunch of hooligans started running around the museum all around these priceless bikes. And I'm like, oh my God, who are these people? And
Don't
then
put that on
Liza,
there. Don't.
the final insult, Liza started spouting some absolute nonsense about some Triumph exhaust pipes, and I felt I had to correct her.
Your voice just came floating down from the
Yes.
rafters to correct her.
Yes, exactly.
It was kind of magical.
Yeah, oh, thank you, darling. And I realized very, very quickly they were far more fun to hang out with than the group I was actually hanging out with at the time. So that was it. I was hooked.
What bike did you bring out and start for us that day?
I'm sorry?
Remember you brought out a motorcycle from the shop and like
Oh,
you guys,
God, I
you wanna
brought out-
You want to hear if it runs or what it sounds like or whatever?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I brought out the Water Buffalo.
Water Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah, I brought out this 3-cylinder Suzuki 2-stroke with expansion chambers, and we dragged that out in the
think it
street.
was
And if I remember, it
raining,
was
too.
raining.
Yeah.
And I booted that thing into life, and everyone was like, "Oh, that sounds good."
When did you actually show up at the garage? Like a week later? Did you just Liza invited you to come on over and hang out? Or what?
Yeah, well, no, actually, it was a little longer than a week. But
I think
I kind of kicked the can down the road for a bit because I thought these guys are thugs, and I'm not sure if I want to be associated with thug-like behavior at my stage of life. But I've kind of embraced it, really. I see it as a second wind.
I think we
Thug
came
life
back to
chooses
interview
you.
you.
A
Yes.
second
Yeah.
broken wind.
We keep you young.
Yes, exactly.
And Charlie, you were quite young when you came to us. I believe I made the comment once. I think you're still wearing clothes your mom bought you.
Not once. Like every week. But like how whatever I was wearing, you're like, come on.
Yeah. So how did you find us?
Through Donut.
But
yeah. I didn't know. I was on a ride with some people I met like the week before or something, and Donut happened to be on that ride. And afterward, you went to the garage. I'm like, oh, he's like, guys want to go? I'm like, okay. And then, never saw Donut again, but I guess stayed here. Yeah. No, it's been great. I mean, I think I was 18.
Yeah.
19.
Something like that.
Gosh, I'm 26 now.
So you're a full human now. You're no longer in your long stage.
The brain doesn't finish
buys his own
gelizing till 27, 28.
Yeah.
His prefrontal cortex is still to be formed.
I'm still youthful.
Some say mine hasn't been formed completely at all. But, we don't
modeling
talk about that.
You can shape it with a hammer.
Now, and Jim, you have a unique story of how you came to the garage.
Yeah, well, I think we all have a unique story. But first, it's awesome to see everybody here. Like everybody's a friend. It's really great to see everybody here together. So thanks everybody for coming out. And the other thing, everybody that was hardcore biker enough to do the group ride today. We did ride today. It was a total of about 4.2 miles.
Well, it was sunny. It was a nice sunny day.
Hardcore.
But we rode nonetheless. So cheers to everyone that was on the group ride. That was a lot of fun. So thanks for doing
How much
that and participating. Yeah, we almost turned into a naked ride. It was we were close.
And you've come a long way from the person we first met.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, as far as motorcycling is
you dropped
concerned.
by the garage, check in on your daughter Jake.
Yeah, my introduction to the garage was I was going to the beach like I would always do on a Sunday with my beach cruiser bike.
Beach
in a
cruiser
chair.
flip flops.
Yeah, happy. Didn't know happy and whatever. And I look over and there's my 15-and-a-half-year-old daughter on a moped waving a 36-inch dildo at me, like from the garage. So I think people who have listened to the podcast for a while know I have a daughter, Jake, who introduced me to the garage and in turn introduced me to Liza and motorcycling. And it's definitely, like everyone else has said, made a huge difference in my life, and in a lot of different ways. But I was trying to avoid it for a long time, and then if you've been to the garage, you know how welcoming a community it is. And Liza basically kept nagging me, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to crowd Jake's space. She was at a point where that's the last thing she needed. But then Jake actually said, "Hey, Dad, why don't you come down?" And then, Nighthawk 250 later, it's like the menthol cigarette of smoking, dude. It's like Nighthawk 250 or the other 250s, right? You're like, I'm hooked. And it's been a great journey. And hats off to Megan. I always like to recognize, because you took Jake under her wing, as some other people did from the very beginning.
All the time.
Yeah.
I love Jake.
So the garage molded, Jake. And my son Seamus, too. If you've ever heard an episode where we talk about Nutshot Junction, that's my son Seamus came up with. Well, unfortunately, that's where it was derived from, we'll say. But so that was big dildo getting waved at me. That was my introduction to the garage. But
that's about right.
Here we are.
And Stumpy John, you're kind of the newest full-fledged member.
I'm the most fresh-faced and young one. Yes.
That's why he's still doing sound.
You get roped into the soundboard.
What was that?
How did you come to us?
I floated on a cloud.
That makes a lot of sense if you've ever shared a tent with him.
Oh, that's true. No, I actually came through Norman Reedus. Yeah, so I saw that episode, and I'm like, wait, they're in Santa Cruz. So then about 5 years ago, I moved over to Boulder Creek, and I'm like, I got to see about these people. I came down. The first one I met was Miss Emma, of course, and if you've ever met Miss Emma, you're welcomed with open arms. I think she showed me her boobies on the first day.
Always a plus.
It's not an unusual occurrence.
No. So, yeah.
No, actually, I think the first time I met you, John, was when we did that run to San Francisco. What was that?
That was the one at the pier.
Yeah, the one at the pier.
Yeah.
With
the Rolling Sands.
Rolling Sands, yeah.
The Rolling Sands show.
On the
I think that's the first time I met John.
Bay?
And you got
actually
a nail
worked
in the back tire of your BMW, and you switched bikes.
I did
very quickly.
But I was there once other time. I had my dad's old BMW, and you helped me sort that out too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to talk real quick more about the garage, because you can see from this, and if you listen to the show, you can get a sense of the community that's come out of it. If you've seen the garage, everybody has the same look the first time they arrive. Like, this is it.
Fire hazard.
Right.
Very underwhelming.
It's very underwhelming. But Doug remembers before there was a community, there was like 2 of us, maybe 3.
Yeah,
for years.
There wasn't a lot going on.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot going on when I started showing up, but the people that were there just kept coming back. I kept coming back, and
how close do you want me to get?
That's it.
That's
right there. That's what I want.
Swallow.
Oh my God.
That's it. Yeah, 6 inches.
Yeah, just coming. It's been a long time, and going back over a decade. It's hard to say who showed up when because it just all kind of blurs together, but it's all good.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like when it happened. Like it suddenly became a place,
I think
like a
it
gathering
was
place.
like around 2012, 13.
But
That's
in
when-
my mind,
Yeah.
it's when you showed up. And the community happened, kind of the combination between you and I, and then suddenly it built from there.
Well, we were kind of recruiting people to come by too, anybody out on the road. But, you know, it's blossomed into what it is today. And yeah, I've learned a great sense of community from the Recycle Garage, and I would not be riding either if I hadn't have stumbled upon it.
Well, and the reason we have Phil here, because, I mean, I think everyone knows Phil is as much misfit as anybody here.
Yeah, I'm not from here, right? In case you didn't pick up on that, right?
Outlander.
Phil, thank you so much for coming all the way from Cleveland. So, Phil, if you don't know, is on the Cleveland Moto podcast. I hope you all listen. And it was early on that we kind of discovered each other and found kind of the similarities, but also the same, I think, like fun time we're having and not being so serious with the show. And
yeah, no rivalry.
Started visiting each other.
Yeah, you guys were the very first podcast that I was listening to, you know, looking for motorcycle podcasts. Couldn't find a good motorcycle podcast, so I made one. And then I realized that you guys were doing a better one than I was, right? And so then our podcast fell apart, so I kept listening to your podcast because we drink too much, and that happens, and life's changed. But there's been so many experiences that I've shared with you guys, and you guys have also been nice enough to share with me. I got to go on a kilt ride in San Francisco with Adrianne.
You're welcome.
Yes. And I had to go to the thrift store and buy a lady's skirt, a young lady's skirt. And I'm a 12, by the way. And so it was cool. But it was so much fun. And I got to do wheelies in San Francisco on Liza's bike. I got to have so much fun with everybody here. And then we realized that we were all the same person, right? And then we started doing like, okay, well, what other breeding or cross-pollination can we do?
Yeah, and actually the kilt ride is next Saturday again.
Yeah.
So that is still going on.
Oh, that's so cool. And that's one of those things I tell people about, that there are events that I head to. And I was just here in town for a zero dealer meeting thing. You know, I was doing that. But I've been riding scooters and motorcycles forever, and I knew Bagel. We were friends in 1994ish and stuff, going to scooter rallies, meeting up in the East Coast and stuff like that. So there's that thing, and we do share that one little broken strand of DNA, all of us, every single one in the room, where we want to do the thing, but we don't want to do it the way that the marketing companies want us to do it necessarily. We want to do it on our terms. And we find other people that have that defective gene, and we go,
Speak for yourself, buddy.
You know, yeah, really. No, the first time I met you, I was like, wow, he's too handsome. I can't even look directly at him. Yeah. It was tough to look at Doug the first time. I was like, damn. Yeah. And Zach, too. I was like, God damn, they grow them nice out here. So, but it is a really funny thing about this group, right? It's hilarious. But Liza, you can't resist Liza. You ever try to say no?
Yeah,
right. She's all the peer pressure in the entire goddamn motorcycle universe in one package. You know? Yeah, you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna get patched in and stuff like that. No, you just meet her, and then you're like, if she wants you there, you're gonna be there, man. Just give in. It goes easier.
Some people need to be coerced to have fun.
Yeah, Liza is the mama bird that kind of kicks your ass out of the nest. Says, here's a bike, go fly.
And if you try to resist, she will wear you down.
Yep. Don't die too hard.
And Phil, you've been out here many times and hung out with us, done stuff, but many of us have been to Cleveland to hang out with you, and especially
That makes no damn sense.
go to AMA Vintage Days.
Yes. Yeah,
so thank you for that, for introducing us to that. For me, that is Disneyland. It is the happiest place on earth for me. This last year when I was there, I'm like, this is it. This is all of it right here. And that is such a fun time. And we do equally crazy stuff there that we do here in our garage, too.
That's why I have a little extra hole about 2 inches away from my butthole. Because of AMA Vintage Days and bad decisions made with hard liquor. It's the first time my bus that I owned was ever driven by somebody who had the credentials to drive it.
Yes.
It was, and there's some pictures of us barely wearing any clothes at all.
That was an epic trip.
It was.
Yeah.
It was really
I'll tell
good.
a quick story that plays into AMA Vintage Days. The first time we met Emma Jameson, me and Zach were looking at a bike, and Zach is devastatingly handsome. And then we're asking some question, and then we hear this, oh, I can tell you about that. And we look up, and all I see are these painted toenails, sandals, and beads. And this beautiful vision of Emma sitting up there. Fast forward to our first morning at AMA Vintage Days. Everyone goes pretty hard at AMA Vintage Days. So we wake up out of the school bus, I think, the short bus, and I'm looking for Emma, and I can't find her, and there's some tents, and I'm like, where's Emma? And I look under the bus, and there's Emma. I'm like, oh my God, passed out under the bus. And so I had to poke her with a stick. I was worried you were dead.
You actually thought it was dead.
We did. No, because you're not sure what to do at first. You're like, I'd like to get coffee, maybe some coffee. Then I'll come back, and she'll know. But then you promptly got up, no longer in your painted slipper toenails and your pearls, but I think almost what you're wearing. And you grabbed a bottle of gin and took this big slug out of gin. I think we've got a picture of it. Anyway, that was our introduction to AMA Vintage Days.
Better than cornflakes.
Yes.
But I think what Phil is touching on, what everyone is touching on, every single person in this room shares a commonality. And it's a very important commonality. We just share this visceral love of motorcycles. And it really doesn't matter who you are, where you've come from, where you've been, what you do. Do you like motorbikes? You're one of us. If you don't like motorbikes, it's probably best if you hang out somewhere else. But the garage has changed every single one of our lives, and mine included. I was ready. I'd never be ready to give up motorcycling, but before Liza came along, I was ready to kind of pursue another career and think about retirement. Heck no, I'm more into motorcycles now.
Yeah,
I'm in the industry. I've got my own shop. I absolutely live and breathe these. And it's entirely down to the garage. Everything I do at work, everything I do at home, every holiday I go on is all about motorbikes. It's wonderful. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, and I want to jump on. Everybody's talking about the community and the shared DNA, and the garage is a very unique place. It really is. There's very few co-ops that like it. I mean, I've been, with the Vampires, and I've seen a lot of other motorcycle dedicated spaces where you have the small communities, and the garage is one of the most welcoming, beginner-friendly, queer-friendly places out there, bar none. So that's why we can collect the people and be a safe space for people to explore and blossom.
We're a bunch of misfits. Just a bunch of misfits. That's what it is. I wanted to talk a bit about the podcast and just kind of open up to see if anybody has a favorite guest, topic, or experience on the podcast that they want to share.
Can I say something about my shirt before we go on? So Liza I wanted to say, Liza has berated me already because I have this hole in my shirt, and I'm the first to admit I have a hole in this shirt. But I wanted to wear it because it's become so iconic. If anybody's seen pictures of me at the garage, I'm wearing this Parts Unlimited shirt, and they're very, very hard to get. This is actually a Parts Unlimited rep shirt from 20 years ago. So they're impossible to find. So I just wanted to point out that is why, and I will repair it.
And you were nice enough to take blue magic marker and paint your belly.
Yes, so I'm blue underneath.
Gets repaired.
But I just wanted to point that out before we go any further.
Okay. Do you have a favorite guest?
Oh God, yeah, bar none. Absolutely, it's actually a tank. It's not marker. It's a tank top.
I was thinking Blue Painter's Day.
Absolutely, without question, Wes Cooley. For the longest time, when Liza invited me first on the show, I wanted to actually bring something to the show. And I wanted to do a little bit about iconic women in motorcycling. And I chose Beryl Swain, who was an Isle of Man TT racer from the early 60s, and Elspeth Beard, who was the first woman to ride around the world. And a couple of years later, we interviewed Elspeth. And that in itself was a lovely interview. She conducted it entirely from her bed. And she'd got the phone set on the bed, so all we saw were her arms waving around. But it was a great interview. And that was my favourite interview for many, many years, until we interviewed Wes Cooley. And that was just, by far, what a lovely man.
Yeah.
And true champion. And I'm so glad, because, of course, Wes passed away last year. And we interviewed him. I think we did the last public interview of Wes Cooley before he passed. So it's historic in itself. But it was a lovely insight into what makes the heart of a champion.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'll say, I think one of my favorites, and shout out to Morgan here, was Craig Vetter. Craig Vetter was somebody who, that name I knew growing up in motorcycling. It was a big name. The day I got a Vetter fairing off the side of the road to put on my CB 750, I was so excited, you know? And that was the first time we got a Hall of Famer in our little garage on a podcast, where I didn't think we could get people like that, you know? We were finding people with interesting stories, but I was like, I wanted to talk to a Hall of Famer who had really big stories. Wow, he's got stories. The Wing, oh my gosh, that's one of my favorites, because he's such a smart man. There's so many different things that he did, and that was a big one for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on and take the easy one.
Yeah.
Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus. Just, the whole production of it, of like, okay, this is a celebrity star who is showing interest in the garage and what we do, and wanting to do their own show to promote themselves, but to do their own thing. But just some of the moments there, like when he rolled up on his bike and nobody knew who the hell he was, everybody's just like, oh my God, that's a sexy bike. And everybody's just staring at the bike, and we realize, oh wait, there's some guy on it. Oh wow, that's good. So
you seem familiar. Have I seen you somewhere before?
And we had the CHP-led hooligan ride down Westcliff.
Yeah,
that was part of the filming,
that
right?
No,
that was boss.
Tell your story about that.
What?
Well, because the production crew says, let's do a ride and we'll film you, and they have a camera car with a back flipped open and a cameraman, and we're going to just follow. And Knock realized something on this trip.
Oh, yeah, they can't do nothing about it, and I just did a couple of stupid wheelies. It was awesome.
Yeah, we had CHP blocking traffic in the streets for us, and Knock's like, wah! Yeah,
I was like, I hope I don't stack this. Yeah. Okay, let's do another one. Yeah. Okay, that's great.
One of the most memorable things was when we stopped right in front of the Dream Inn, and we're all like feeling cool. They got the film crew, and we're sitting. I think Norman was right next to you at the stop. You're up front, and then your mirror fell off.
That was a good one.
Like, I'll hold up. Norman reaches down, like gives you your mirror back. We're like, it's not motorcycles and people have their shit together. It's motorcycles and misfits.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was filming the podcast, and actually, the viewing party as well. When we actually got to see it on TV, it was like, holy crap, we're on TV.
Yeah, it was fun.
We're like,
yeah, I like because of that episode that we're like at least 4 degrees away from like Star Wars characters,
right?
Like Mace Windu and what's his name, Quentin Tarantino movies and stuff. It's pretty neat.
Now, Knock, you're not easily impressed by stars. What's been one of your favorite topics or guests?
I liked having Wayne Rainey. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, at Moto Talbot with his race-winning bikes. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, to interview him, then go over to his bike and have him point stuff out and explain stuff.
Yeah, like we started nerding out about how like, oh yeah, these forks, you could just take them apart with this, you unscrew this, and they always leak. Da 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 da. It was just very nerdy, but very cool. It's like, I love that technical stuff, and to have the actual guy who rode the bike who won championship on it telling you that this thing kind of sucks to a certain degree is pretty rad.
Yeah, and nerding out is something that I think A lot of our listeners, I hope, appreciate who stick with us because we do nerd out about stuff sometime. And in fact, Jim and I had an experience once in the back of a car.
Oh, really?
You said you were.
Wait a minute.
I knew it. I
Was it
fucking knew it.
uncomfortable?
With
in the back of the car?
Phil
paid the
and
money.
Emma in the front. And these two got in a conversation about like KLRs or
There's
DRZs,
DRZs. There's a
DR650s, and Jim and I
Z.
are sitting back. It was like watching the two podcasts live. And it was like the two of them just deep diving into like, well, and the 32 tooth and the and you're like, what?
We filmed it. It was brilliant. It could have been a standalone episode for both the podcasts.
This is that problem is you guys think you're like, well, he seems like he might have his shit together. No, all I've done is motorcycle crap since I was 4 years old, right? And so like I didn't do well in the Army. I didn't do well in the police department. Motorcycle crap is the only thing I've ever done that I've been any good at all. And so I can't remember your name, but I damn sure remember that you got a DRZ 400 SM, right? And that you totally... Come on, man. Did you see which way the clip was on his chain? He has no idea what he was doing.
Just clueless.
Right. I can never respect the guy again.
I am
the fact
going
he
to
has a
judge
clip.
you on how well you maintain the brakes on your bike. I will judge you on that.
I've already
So
checked your clutch
you
end
did
play
shoe.
before I've even talked to you. Yeah.
But it's absolutely true. I mean, we, to a certain extent, we have to be on the spectrum because we are so focused on one thing, and we're just miserable at life.
Okay.
But
Who's got the dollar bills?
motorbikes got that covered.
Anyone else have a favorite moment?
I'll throw a couple things out. One is for interviews is Mike Corbin. I like Mike, and I think a lot of people here know Corbin. They've probably been there or have seats, but it was the whole electric motorcycle part of it. Him having a land speed record that stood for so long. And I don't understand all the magic in the electric stuff, but it had to have a knife switch because the shit might just melt together, and he would never stop going at 200
knife
miles
switches
an hour.
that he went in series each time going faster.
But one of the things I've enjoyed the most, and a lot of things steep in my learning curve. Watching you ride one-handed over 17, listening to dance tunes, while I'm terrified on my FC6, that kind of stuff. But it's the events we go to. And one of my favorites still is when Doug and I went to the One Moto show for the very first time in Portland. I don't know, maybe 6 years ago. And it was so much fun because we didn't know what we were doing. We took recording equipment. We did, and it came out. I think it turned out to be a pretty fun podcast. But you get to meet so many people. Like a lot of people in these rooms. We see you all at the events, and what I've enjoyed the most is just that experience of going and traveling around the country, literally. AMA, of course, but then so many other places. We'll be in Vegas in a month or two. And the opportunity to really jump into the industry and steepen your learning curve.
The away
great.
missions that we go on,
Yes.
and have people that just are like, oh my God. And then it's that thing, it's that momentary brush of greatness where you're like, the hair stands up on the back of your neck and you're like, somebody's going to take me out. I know that's like, yeah, aren't you so-and-so? I'm like, no, man, I paid the child support. You don't need to come and chase me down. But everywhere we go, somebody pops up and goes, oh, I love the podcast. And I'm like, statistically, that's impossible. I know how many listeners we have. Like, I know 3 of them. And anytime we travel and people show up and we do dumb things like 7 or 8 podcast people all together at the same table, you want to see nothing get done? You want to see a top 10 list that goes on for 3.5 damn hours, right? Yeah.
Yeah, people coming up to you like, oh, I heard you on the podcast, or I saw you on the show, and we're like, holy crap, who are you? But Kat, you had one?
Yeah.
Oh, I had 2. So Cody Webb has always been one of my favorites.
Yeah. Cheers to Cody.
He just bends the laws of physics.
Yeah.
Like there's no rationale for what he does, and he does it so seamlessly that it's just breathtaking. And I had just had my first day in dirt before that podcast, and I ate shit so much. And I just remember coming out of it being like, this is black magic. I cannot do this. You are ice skating on toothpicks. There is no fucking way that this is possible. And then I watched him just like dance through absolute fuckery, and it was insane.
Yeah, I think it was that podcast that you're talking about. I had like fangirl moment of like.
Oh yeah.
Because I had just watched Cody at Erzberg. Like that clip was going around of him going through and just like floating around, and like you saw, it was when he did the pass on the right that was over the gap to get in the lead. It was just like, oh my, like I was in awe of that one. And then we're doing the interview, I was like, okay, we got to guess, etc. And then like halfway through the episode, it clicked of like, oh wait, that's them. That's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I think I distinctly remember us watching the videos before, and then when he walked in, all of the women at Recycle just like stopped, took a breath, and like our eyes must have gone in opposite directions to look at each other. We were just like, "This is him."
Y'all
like,
thirsting hard.
Oh God! And we were just like staring at each other, looking at him, staring back at each other, going like, "Oh, he can ride a motorcycle and he's nice looking. This is just not fair." My second one is Yuri Berrigan, and that's because it's Supermoto at the Isle of Man. Like, and this was when I had just also gotten my XR, and I was like, he's riding a Supermoto at the Isle of Man. I can ride a Supermoto at the Isle of Man. And no, I cannot. I definitely cannot. But like for a moment there, I was like, I can do this. And it's those moments that the podcast gives us that's like super cool, is that we're tangential to awesomeness for a hot second, and we delude ourselves into thinking that maybe we could get there one day.
True. Yeah. Train at the monastery for 25 years.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
Yeah.
We can become the best badass there is.
You
then you realize
too.
the position is taken.
Well, talking about it's the same. We're just talking about it. It's the same thing as training, isn't it?
Oh,
If we talk about it long enough, we'll know.
Getting tired of thinking about it. Oof, man.
Yeah. Though actually, one of my fun memories of the garage, I'm not sure where you're taking
Yeah.
Liza, but one of my fun memories is watching all y'all get into dirt. That was fun.
Yeah.
I got to see you grow from like,
I
oh my
got
God,
introduced
like,
to dirt.
like skating around, etc. to now, how many distant places have you been?
Yeah, dirt's addictive. I think everyone here.
Yeah.
Once you get a taste of the dirt, yeah.
But I also think about when we're getting into the dirt, we always start on a cheap bike. I remember riding with Megan, who had that XR200, and the exhaust had fallen off, and she was unaware.
No,
I
I
was
wasn't
still
ri-
going down.
No,
the
no, no, no.
She wasn't
that
riding
wasn't
that.
me. I lent my bike to, was it Lucas's brother?
Yeah,
I
think
lent
so.
my bike to Lucas's brother, and he came back, and
He's all, it sounds weird.
it sounds kind of weird, guys. And it's like, yeah, because the exhaust fell off, and he was like, ha, ha, ha. No, really, the exhaust fell off. And he turned around and he looked. Where is it? I was like, I don't know. Go fucking
I
find
think
it.
I found it on a trail.
And we made him go back and find my exhaust. And he came back and it was sticking out of his backpack.
Yeah.
But I actually, in getting, I listened to a bunch of episodes, like old episodes, the last few days to get myself in the mindset for this. I listened to the one before we went on the dirt, and you, Liza, were like, I'm a little afraid. And I listened to that and I was like, that's weird. Like, looking at like what you've done now, it's weird to think that there was a time when that was actually said. I'm a little afraid of this. I'm a little scared of going into the dirt. And
Yeah, you're worried about your knees, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay,
Knees,
I'll just go light, and I'll just take the, the easy trails and that sort of thing, and very tentative about it. And now look what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still hate it.
Yeah, you're still scared.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, that shit hurts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, your current selection of bikes says otherwise.
Well, for so many Sundays, every Sunday, I open up the garage, see who's going to show up, and people show up. And a lot of times people are working on bikes, and it's fun to help people and to see the triumphs and sometimes the failures and see people, push through and succeed. But then there are a lot of times we're not wrenching. We're doing other stuff. So this...
Like the time you tasked Micah to clean all the dildos?
Yes. That was a job.
If you haven't cleaned all the dildos, have you been a Recycle member?
I still think one of my biggest I think one of my biggest contribution to the garage overall for its overall success is giving you those dildos.
Yes. Thank you. So this video is called
And no, I won't tell the history of this.
Sunday Fun Day.
So, been working all day on this thing. Finally getting the RM125 engine back together after full engine teardown, rebuild. With a Conrod. I don't know how. Don't know. But it's all back together. Let's see if it fires up.
Ooh, bat bike.
That look of success.
Look at that smile.
Yeah, buddy.
Success. Yeah.
Craig cheated.
You're in the thick of it now.
Wow, you had some sexy men here, huh?
Yeah, doing God's work.
Yeah.
Nice.
The number of injuries that is
That
caused.
was the heyday.
Oh no, that's the real hero. Right there.
Naked chariot racing.
No. Okay, I think am I done now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. I wanted to see if anyone wants to share any stories. I know one thing. There's been a lot of pranks played in the garage.
Don't look at me, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And in fact, I was sharing stories this last weekend about the Naked Cowboy.
The Naked Cowboy was like the beginning of all of the pranks.
I think it was.
It really was.
You guys tell the Naked Cowboy
Go
story.
ahead.
You started it because you had gone into Liza's house when she was out of town, and you put naked, like half naked cowboys everywhere.
Right, where'd we get those magazines from?
It wasn't me; it was Daniel. But so you went in with Daniel, and
Oh, yeah.
and you put like naked cowboys everywhere.
They cut out pictures from a nudie magazine.
So we had this.
taped them all
joke.
over my house.
We had this joke where we had this thing where we were hiding them on each other's bikes.
Well, no.
In the garage first.
Yeah.
And waiting for them months sometimes for them to replace the battery or something, and finally lift up the seat and find this. I can't remember what it was.
Giant schlong.
It was like this.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then that evolved into
cowboyed her
Liza going
house.
on vacation. And we hid, Daniel and I hid scantily clad
Open the washing machine.
cowman.
Oh, hey, okay.
in
Pickle
the,
jar in the
her
refrigerator.
roll-down-
just
the roll down
everywhere.
projector screen. The what now?
At Mike's house, when you hosted the Christmas party, you hid a bunch everywhere.
Is that why we can't go back
Oh,
there?
it's a classic.
But the Naked Cowboy lasted
And then
for years.
It lasted, and then Liza took one and she hid it in your bike.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
that's okay.
yes,
yeah,
that's
was
how it started.
okay.
With the paperwork, so if he got pulled over, he'd pull out the paperwork.
And then like you started hiding it, and we all just started hiding this naked cowboy in each other's stuff, and we'd go months, we'd go weeks, and the cowboy would just show up and then disappear again, and that was kind of. And then like we went into her house with googly eyes. That was you and me, and we put googly eyes all
She
over
went on
us.
vacation again.
Don't
And
go
that
on
was
vacation,
really
Liza.
how the pranking all
I was trying to remember what
started.
happened to the
So
Naked Cowboy.
someone put it in my bike, and then I sold it.
Somewhere out there.
It was on my EX500, and it got sold to this like nice young woman, and it was her first bike. And I don't know. Yeah, that
Welcome
was
to
where-
motorcycles,
yeah.
bitch.
You got a surprise at some point.
I remember at one point, I believe it ended up inside the lining on Lucas's helmet, so that it was like on his forehead, and he
Sounds
didn't
about
know.
Yeah, the pranks were good, and I remember butt crack of the month.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had a frame in the garage, and like we took pictures of people's.
I won
well as
butt
the
crack of the
quarter
month
donation.
so many times.
So yeah, and then there was a photo of someone sitting on Lucas's bike with his jacket on, and we're like, "That's not Lucas's ass. Who the hell is this?"
Figure out whose ass it was.
We're like, "This Lucas's jacket, Lucas's bike."
No, it was the yellow. It was the Bumblebee. It wasn't Lucas's bike.
It was my bike.
Oh, see how good my memory is.
Yeah, it was my bike.
Great.
Somebody
I think I
sat on
still
my
have this
bike,
picture in my
sent
phone.
me a
it's
picture
framed
of their
in
ass
the
on
garage.
my bike.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out whose butt it was.
The detectives here are like, who is it? Wait, that's Lucas's Alpine Stars jacket. Oh my God, that's Lucas.
But then it was like, no, that can't be Lucas. Like,
he's got a really flabby butt. And it was because I took the picture in Lucas's jacket on my bike.
Nice.
And then everyone thought he had a big flabby head.
Oh God, there were some really good pranks. I remember it wasn't at the garage, but actually no, it was. This guy showed up because there's the taqueria. You guys have been there. There's the taqueria, and this guy showed up on a moped, and like he just walked off into the taqueria, and we all figured, hey, it's probably someone who's going to the garage. So we went inside and we printed out a bunch of pictures of penises. And we plastered penises all over this guy's moped. And then he just like came out of the taqueria and left. And we were just like, oh, whoops. He wasn't coming to the garage.
I think one of them
He was
replaced
just some,
the
like,
one
innocent
on his
bystander.
license plate, and you could barely tell.
It was a collateral dicking.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good ones. Does someone else want to go? I can go on.
I mean, there's the tradition of getting your bike dicked, and a lot of people don't understand what this is. And it's almost like a hazing when you first come to the garage
really
on
is.
your bike.
Yeah, no one's immune.
And if you're visiting the garage for the first time, either on your bike or on a priceless bike that you've borrowed from a museum, and you want to show the Misfits, inevitably, a couple of hours into your visit, they'll say, oh, can you pose with your bike? And you're like, oh, I'm all proud of this. And so you'll stand behind the bike and pose with it. Little do you know that somebody's come along with this giant dildo, stuck it on the bike, and of course you're standing there posing with your bike, not realizing there's a dildo on it.
It is a ballet
It
to
is.
try and
It's
hide
all
this
about-
dildo from our unsuspecting guests,
So-
and trying to maneuver them into place while someone else is sneaking around with it.
On a very early visit to the garage, I brought down quite a rare scooter that belonged to one of my clients, a Simpson from East Germany. And I think at one stage or another it ended up with about 7 dildos on it, just stuck all over the bike. It was absolutely horrific. There was more dildo than moped.
And we also dicked Norman Reedus's bike for the photo shoot, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And it got photoshopped.
They photoshopped it out.
I couldn't figure out why these guys were so excited about a CB400F Super Sport. And I'm like, I'm riding up the coast and everything else. It's a red CB400F Super Sport. It's cool, but it's not the coolest bike in the world. But she was just like, oh no, come over here. We want to get you behind the bike right here and the whole deal. And I'm eating that shit up. I'm from out of town. I don't know the rules. And I then sure enough later on I'm like, oh fuck, man. And you know what though? I will say that dick has got 90,000 miles on it. That dick has been everywhere. These guys show up at AMA Vintage Days. I don't know if you've ever been there. There's a lot of red hats with interesting slogans on them, right? And so it's a very kind of a different environment, and they might not be cool, right? And so by this Saturday night, there's this dude who all I can say is, go, man. And he just is clearly very proud to be an American. But he's running around with the dick. The dick. We all
Very
know
proud of
the
that.
dick. And he's got the dick on the front of his ATV. And it's just everywhere he goes. And after a while, Liza's like, have you seen the dick?
It's missing.
The dick had gone missing. This was a Motorcycles and Misfits mystery. We had to solve the mystery of the missing rubber dick. And it went on for hours, and we did find it was that guy. He thought it was so interesting. And this is a guy that you would not expect to think that it was interesting. But he jammed it on the front of his ATV, and he just was having a blast with it. It was the first cool moment of his entire goddamn life.
That
But we
warms
had
my
to-
heart. It really does.
Yeah, I think I saw it go by. I'm like, someone else brought one?
They're
What are
fighting.
the odds?
The dildos are fighting.
I remember too, and unfortunately, this episode we recorded this episode and it played out beautifully, and then like the computer took a shit or something. Many years ago, Lucas was trying to sell his bike. It was it the Movie Star one? It was the CBR 600RR with like the Movie Star graphics, and he was
the
having
Telefonica
the
one?
hardest time. Yes. selling this motorcycle. And he bitched about selling this motorcycle for the longest time. And so I made a bunch of...
And you know when you list something, the kind of people are contacting you and lowball offers and all the idiots,
And
right?
so I made about like 10 different email accounts. And I started emailing, responding to Lucas's Craigslist.
Just drive him crazy.
And I sent him some of the most absurd things that I could imagine. And at one point, Lucas texted me, and he's like, there's this chick emailing me, and I think she wants to trade sex for my motorcycle. And I was just like, oh, God, I've made a huge mistake. Like, what if I get something that I really don't want? And so I'd been doing this for a few weeks at that point. And Liza suggested that we have this great topic for one of our podcasts. Have you had a difficult time selling your bike on Craigslist? And we start talking about it, and Lucas, if you guys have listened to the first number of episodes, Lucas is a fun guy, and Lucas went off the rail. Absolutely off the rail. He was going on, and he pulled his phone out, and he started reading all this stuff.
I believe the episode is called Lucas Lets Loose.
Yeah, and I think it disappeared, like something happened to it. If it's, I don't know. And Lucas like went on and on and on, and I tried to interrupt him a few times because it was getting absurd. And I was like, Lucas, stop. It was me. They were all me. And the look of just like horror on his face. And I was like, I'm sorry if I took it too far. He's like, I thought a bunch of people were interested in my bike. That was a good one.
It's like I was gonna get some. Man.
Another fun thing at the garage has been mini bikes.
Yes.
We've all had fun on mini bikes.
Yeah, definitely. They're perfect for towing milk crates with people on them.
Yeah, chairs. I remember there was a phase where we were doing mini bike drag races in the street in front of my house. I even went so far as to take a can of spray paint and draw a start line in the street, and we'd line up and go, and they're little CT70s. We're not going real fast.
Go right past the police station.
Yep. Going right past the police station. I remember I lined up against, I think it was Moti one time, and somebody was about to go, and I saw a cop car coming up the street. So I turned into the neighbor's driveway and hid behind a bush while Moti took off, not seeing the cop car. And she's pulling up, and here comes a cop car, and he stops, and she stops, and I'm just behind the bushes giggling. And he's like, you know we can hear you from inside the building. Like, just annoyed at us.
Do you remember when we got Officer Kenny to pull Donut over?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's fun when you have we had a Kenny the cop who come by on his cruiser, on his car, full uniform, and stop in to help people wrench. Adjust cables and do stuff.
He was so sweet.
Yeah, he's so sweet. But there was, a new kid, let's haze him. And so I'm like, hey, there's a new kid named Donut. Let's play a prank on him.
Didn't you tell Donut to ride one of
he
your
was
bikes
out
down?
riding a mini bike around the block.
And so
Kenny happened to pull up while he was gone, and we're like,
I went up to we fill in the cop, like, this is the kid, make some up, whatever. So I'm like, hey, Donut, there's a cop here. He wants to talk to you. And he's like, oh, what? And Kenny's like, gestures him over, and he's like, what did I do? Oh, shit. And Kenny just started like,
he started grilling him, and all of us are standing around, kind of like pretending not to watch, but we're all like trying not to bust up laughing. It was hilarious. And yeah, he almost shit his pants. Yeah. And he let it go for a few minutes, enough to get his hackles up,
Yeah, and then we discovered, you could tie milk crates to the back of mini bikes, and chariot racing was born, as you saw.
That's how you learn how to fly, right?
Yep.
You're right into the ditch.
Yep. Oh, Jim, you like telling that story.
When you shot
I
in the ditch.
I wasn't the monkey.
I was my favorite.
Piloting a bike.
Chariot races, we haven't done it in a while, which is probably a good thing, but obviously it's a milk crate on a big Harley disc, and you drag it around. I think Kat is probably the champion of chariot racing.
I try.
I don't know if it's winning necessarily, but yeah. But yeah, we were filming it one day, and we're going around circles in the parking lot. In the middle of the parking lot, there was a bioswale, so you can imagine a little bioretention drainage area. It drops around 3 feet. I think you were going for the whole shot.
Yeah, I tried to take the inside corner.
And we were cheering because Liza's competitive. We all know Liza. She is competitive, and it's a Honda Elite scooter dragging a milk crate, for God's sake. But no, get the whole shot. So she did, boy. She shot right into that ditch. It was the funniest thing ever. But that's the one thing with the chariot racing. There's never a dull moment. We even had the mud chariots out in AMA. But
Yeah, I think that was like the first time you had dumped or crashed in a exceptionally long time too. And I remember the talk around the garage was salacious. It was like Liza hit the ground, and everybody was just eating it up because we all eat shit all the time.
I just remember there was a curb there, and I didn't want to get my ankle crushed in the curb, so I leapt. I just dove into a ditch and kind of disappeared out of sight from everyone.
Had to lay her
and then
down.
I just did the thumbs up from the
brilliant,
ditch.
yeah.
That's
Nice.
what you do.
About I haven't crashed a motorcycle in 15, 20 years or whatever, and then that happened. You stop.
I don't. You guys are obviously we all eat this up, but there was a period of time where every week a misfit took a dive.
Yeah.
There was a period of time, right, where Henry started it. Henry started it.
Looking at you,
New
kid.
guy, very enthusiastic. He started it, and I'd listen. Oh my God, that sounds horrible. And then you took a terrible dive. Oh my God, that sounds horrible. And then Emma took a dive. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell's in the water in Santa Cruz? These guys are all on the ground. And it was just one of those very strange things where you guys had some strange energy going on in the club.
And I vividly remember we got a couple of emails of people saying, guys, we love your show, but you've got to stop crashing. It was literally week after week. And I took that bad dive on the Trident, on that priceless prototype Trident that I just destroyed. And then, Kat, you were the week before, or 2 weeks before.
Wait, which one was that, Kat? There's been so many.
Okay, I haven't been down that much. Let me just say, I just fucking commit. It's like you guys just kind of layer down.
Yeah.
I high side into the moon. So let's hasn't been that many. I just go for impact, okay?
But Henry is apparently Gumby. You can't
I know,
break
you
him.
just pop right back up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
See,
Four
he's
times.
got quantity, I've got quality. Let's
every single one of his was in orbit.
Yeah.
So it's that's
I hate to say, Henry, we were pointing at the back of your Aerostitch suit today, and it looked like someone had drug you about 500 meters down on the highway from it.
Yeah, if you're interested in buying a Motoport or an Aerostitch, talk to Henry.
Or a lightly crashed Moto Guzzi or an Aprilia. That's it.
Yeah, and the chariots, we have so much fun. Kat, I think, were the first one who really got into the whole leaning and technique. And
I'm competitive as shit, yo. Ask my father about go-karting with me. There has been broken ribs. I am unfortunately competitive, and I started mimicking Cindy Creech when she was a sidecar monkey. And I watched those videos and I was like, I can fucking do this. So I started leaning, and then Charley got into it, and it got really competitive really quick. Yeah, and then we started being able to pick up more speed when we started getting squatty and leaning into it. You were, it was like
Dragging a
perching
knee.
on the milk crate and all these contortions. I'm stretching beforehand.
The milk crate, when you're going around the turn, it kind of wants to flip.
Yeah.
You want to keep your body on the other side, they torque it over the other way.
And keep it low.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel safe at all.
No.
Yeah, the brake rotor underneath was definitely a good addition because it allowed the slide.
We did it a lot of time, had a speed bump too.
Yeah.
And reflectors. Yeah. The reflectors are what sneak up on you and take you out, man. That's what the...
And in that short video clip that I played a minute ago, if you were paying attention, there were cars in the parking lot. So we had people positioned at the back bumper of a car to be a human bumper in case the monkey went wide.
No,
you had a child.
There was a child and a motorcycle got taken out in a dirt bag.
Yeah, it was carnage. We took out a kid and a Harley.
Yeah, I remember I threw James under a big moving truck one time. So.
And I would like to clarify, only the Harley was damaged, not the kid.
Yeah, shout out to Clay Murphy. There's a
Clay,
picture.
who was the monkey, a kid got clotheslined because he went wide and the kid was standing out too much. Got clotheslined and flipped in the air, and Clay reached out with one hand and caught the kid.
Wow.
While still being the monkey on
Clay
it.
is a superhero.
Clay's got bad reflexes.
So we quietly put the TTR 125s away after that. We're like, okay.
Quietly and swiftly.
Look, you're not telling insurance this is what happened. I back and do my truck.
Do you know what I did want to bring up? You mentioned Dirtbag. And Dirtbag was another one of those. I've been doing motorcycle events my entire life.
Did their last one.
What's that?
Did you ever go?
I did go to
yeah.
Dirtbag, and not only did I go, but apparently I broke the cardinal rule of California as I brought a 2-stroke triple. So I showed up at Dirtbag with a Kawasaki S3 400.
It was too nice for Dirtbag.
Well, but it met all the requirements. It made smoke.
Yeah.
And it made a lot of smoke.
It was only running on 2 of the 3 cylinders, right?
Well, it was intermittent.
Yeah, okay.
At 7,000 third of light up, and things got it spectacular. Right, exactly. So we go out to this event, and we're like, Liza's like, "Oh, this is great." And we're going to meet Paul and everything. It's just really cool. And I meet some friends of mine that live in San Francisco. They're like, "Jesus Christ, what the hell? Are you everywhere?" And I'm like, "Well, these are my people now." And so we're doing this, and somebody was like, "You should do drag races here now." I'm like, "There's 1,200 people." They're like, "Well, no, they'll move." And so whatever. And so we joked that every hour on the hour, we would fire up the Kawi the triple. And then that guy brought an old dilapidated KZ900 race bike, quarter-mile bike. And we would just run against each other for an eighth of a mile. We knew that it was 78 parking spaces. And we'd just go. And it was epic. And that event was so bizarre for somebody that goes to motorcycle events that are planned and there's organization. And that was another thing where I got to see you guys interacting with other parts of the motorcycle world, because there's a lot of firepower in this group. Nobody will admit it, but a lot of the people in Motorcycles and Misfits have ridden across America, over America, around America, through America, all the different places, in different countries, in different places in Pakistan, in all these exotic, strange things. And don't let the name fool you. Every one of these folks is a motorcycle maniac, a true professional, an exotic, true hero of the sport. And don't ever, ever sell any of the Misfits short, because you talk to somebody, you're like, "Oh, this is hilarious." Not wheelies bikes that are, and you're just like, "God damn, look at him go." And you're just like, everybody's playing grab ass, but you don't realize the amount of immense talent. I got to say, hats off to all of you, because when I met you, you were a child. And now you're terrifying fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I met him, he was a dad on a bicycle,
Yeah.
and now he's sick in the sand. This is amazing. You guys really do. You don't take enough time acknowledging your greatness. So I'm here.
And that's something about the community aspect.
Checks in the mail, Phil. Thank you.
We all kind of, I think, bring each other into different types of writing and try new things. And that's, to me, being a misfit. It's what you have up here is a passion for two wheels, for all the different types of two wheels. What else you got? We like to see more, and learn more, and we all learn from each other and become better riders.
You're fearless, is what I would like to say, because that's the thing. Everybody out there in that group that all raised their hands up earlier, everybody brought a story. Nobody's ever stepped up and had nothing to say. Nobody's ever stepped up and had nothing to give. So yeah, that's really good.
So, and I think that's why for a lot of the people here, who has come to the garage for the first time and you felt like you already knew everybody, right?
Yep.
But we know when somebody shows up who we don't know, but we know you're one of us. We know that you're like us, that you love motorcycles that much, and that we have that common bond. That's why we are the Misfits. We have this one thing that brings us together that we all love so much. And that's why we know, for all the listeners out there, you're like us too. And that's something that is just so much fun and a huge reward for me in doing the show. One of the things that I do on the podcast regularly is game time.
Yay!
Oh boy! Guess what? It's game time. That's right. So I created a game that everyone gets to play. This game is called Bizarre Motorcycle Headlines. I'm going to read you 2 different headlines. One is real and one is fake. All you have to do is guess which one is the real one. So you guys can play along too. Here's what you do. I'll give you 2 options. You hold up either 1 or 2 fingers and show which one you think is the real headline. Okay, you guys ready to play?
Sure.
All right.
All right.
First one. Tiger chases motorcyclist in India.
That's a
Or
Tuesday.
Killer marmot sends motorcyclist over cliff to their death.
Damn.
2? Everyone got a guess?
I'm going to go 1.
I've seen video that is relevant to number 2.
Oh. Filmed in India, this video
Hey,
is
there's
showing
video.
a large
That's
Bengal
wild.
tiger chasing down a motorcycle.
Oh,
Appears to go around 30 miles per hour.
Nope.
While the riders narrowly escaped death.
Oh, hell no.
Talk about a pucker, man.
That
I've
is your
seen that
pucker
video,
moment.
though, so I cheated.
That was pretty
fucking
crazy.
crazy. God.
That was pretty
The
crazy.
guy was trying to ask you about his car insurance. Excuse me.
Frosted Flakes are great.
All right.
You don't have the video of the marmot almost taking you out when we were on Pig's Peak?
I was almost killed by a marmot. All right, this next one. Guy stranded in desert dismantles car and makes a working motorcycle. Or team of students from BYU 3D print a working motorcycle.
Number 1 is real.
I know the story.
1.
1 is real. Yep.
Oh, guy stranded in a desert.
Yep.
So when Emile Laray's car broke down in the Moroccan desert, he dismantled his Citroën deux Chevaux and made a motorcycle out of it. With the use of a hacksaw and basic tools, he shortened the chassis, reattached 2 of the wheels along with the axles, and installed the gearbox and the engine in the middle and successfully rode it out of the desert. He still has it today sitting in his backyard.
And he had time to crochet a banana hammock.
I was going to say, the real story
Tools,
here.
yeah.
Nice underpants. Can we talk about his underpants, please?
Let's talk about it all night.
And as I recall,
that's
is
the
that
real
black
story.
lace on the
Is
side
that
of it? I
Sean
can't tell.
Connery in Zardos or what it was? Remember that movie?
Zardos from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old head spit out all those guns.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Connery. But now,
Lots
Emma,
of-
would that
lots of
be
body
an
hair.
en chevaux?
I feel so.
Now
I
it's an
think-
en chevaux.
Yeah, I think that's an old chevaux.
All right, so you guys, everyone's keeping score for themselves. We'll see if anyone can get a perfect score. Has anyone got both of them right?
Yep.
Okay, all right, here's the next one. Vintage motorcycle discovered on Kitty Ride outside supermarket sells at auction for $447,000. Or Boss Haas Lamborghini Trike Custom, party at the front and at the back.
I'm going to go with, this is probably going to break my streak, but 2 is real.
All right, 1 or 2. Emma, what are you voting?
Oh, I love the idea of
Don't
1.
look at my computer, you're cheating.
I love the idea of 1.
Okay, well, what's the right answer?
Oh,
Boss
yeah.
Haas Lamborghini Trike Custom.
What a
I thought that was the most
travesty.
bullshit headline ever. What?
This monstrosity was created by German shop Boss Haas Cycles Germany. The concept, commissioned by a client, is
From
powered
Florida.
by a Corvette 6.2-liter V8 engine.
That's not a
German
real
Emma,
damn
Emma, what do you
boat.
Just
think?
to war crimes, apparently. Jeez.
I think just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Kind of cool, though. I dig it.
I just see 2 insurance claims there.
I
see
am
multiple
I'm
insurance.
disappointed
I see
by this
multiple
bike
broken
because
bones.
they had a perfect opportunity to put a V12 engine in a bike or a trike, and they didn't.
Called it a Heinkel.
How would you combine 2 vehicles
I-
and keep the worst engine?
I
damn.
think it looks kind of cool.
Good
I
point.
think it looks kind of cool. Well, all right.
I'd
All
ride
right.
it once.
All right, here's the next one. Anyone get that one too?
Yeah, I did.
All right. Florida woman faces custody battle over her potty-trained motorcycle riding pet alligator.
Damn.
Or circus bear escapes on motorcycle. Panicking citizens of Vologda, Russia.
Oh, crap.
Yes.
I want both of them to be real.
But 2 is real.
Is there an option for yes?
But it's Florida.
Florida woman. Meet Rambo, a 15-year-old alligator who lives in a house with Florida-based Mary Thorne. Clocking in at 125 pounds, Rambo weighs the same as a human. He wears clothes, rides on a motorcycle, and has his own bedroom like a human, too. Thank you, Florida, for continuing to give.
Never doubt Florida
Rambo is the
person.
one with the hair and the shirt, right?
That's
Not
just
the-
a
not the-
still animated suitcase. That's all that is.
It's a teeny tiny alligator. It's 15 years old. Is that what you said?
It
It's
got
so
older.
small.
It got older. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I don't think anybody asked the alligator.
If they stay that small, can I have one?
Yes.
No. No,
Megan,
you
don't tell me
cannot.
no. You already said no to ducks.
A murder salamander?
No, said the mom.
No.
Murder salamander. All right.
Spicy.
All right. Has anyone got all of them right so far?
No, I missed that.
Nobody?
I missed that one.
I missed that one.
Yeah, these titles are pretty good, Liza.
All right. 92-year-old man sets 2 records at once. Fastest Goldwing and oldest land speed racer. Or man teaches his 3-year-old son to ride a Goldwing.
I think everyone's seen the video. 2.
No, 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Former MotoGP and World SBK racer Kenan Sofoglu has let his 3-year-old son take a Honda Goldwing for a spin around a track. When it's time to stop the ride, his dad will run alongside him, giving him instructions and eventually grabbing the handlebars to bring the bike to a stop.
What in the world?
I like
That's what
kid-
Cat would look
man.
like on a Goldwing, I think.
I like motorcycle families.
Yeah.
I like kids,
Yeah.
but that makes me nervous.
Wow. I'm
Isn't
kind of
that
jealous,
crazy?
I got to say. I wish I
Next
started
time
that
somebody
early.
tells you how hard it is to ride a wing.
3-year-olds can do it.
All right.
Can you pick it up,
Next
though?
one. Couple wed on motorcycle by Hell's Angel minister while riding on highway. Or
That was last Tuesday,
young
man.
female motorcycle influencer unmasked as 50-year-old man.
Number 2 is real.
I think number 2 is real.
I got your guess? Okay. Young female motorcycle influencer.
Oh,
A motorcycle influencer with 18,000 followers has been using FaceApp to appear 30 years younger. And as a woman, Zongu has been using editing software to morph himself into a younger, beautiful woman.
Hashtag no filter.
His reasoning being that he thought nobody would be interested in what he had to say. The clues that some followers had spotted included a reflection of a man in a wing mirror and an unusually hairy arm for a woman in one picture.
Was it a voiceover too, or?
I don't know about that
Well,
one.
if you're using
Everybody's
that
got
much
different
video
standards.
editing, the voice shifting, like Morphbox and the rest, totally easy. But yeah, this hit a lot. So the queer and trans
This is
circles. That's how I do.
Zongu?
Zongu.
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 Zongu the librarian.
I am actually a
I think
chihuahua.
you made that up. Okay. All right. You guys ready for the next one? Kawasaki has built a robotic goat you can ride. No, seriously. Or Honda teaming with NASA to build a motorcycle for the moon.
I think the second story is an old story.
Yeah, it's an old story. That's from
the first
like-
story is a new story.
Kawasaki, they answer a question nobody has
yeah.
ever asked by revealing the Bex Robo-Goat. As
Hell
to why
yeah.
Kawasaki has created the Bex isn't entirely clear beyond it being a boastful example of how technology has advanced so far, and possibly we're looking at the next
Sick.
generation of Versus.
So Liza, that one's like a little bit
That's
like
the
a little
mountain
bit
climbing
twitchy
versus.
because they did actually work on a motorcycle for the moon.
If you guessed
it's an older
two,
story. Oh.
you weren't too far off. And we talked about this on the last episode. NASA
Oh,
almost
okay.
sent a mini bike to the moon instead of the familiar Apollo lunar buggy. The secretive project was developed in case the Apollo buggy was not finished in time, but alas, it never made it to orbit.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, and this is an amazing picture of an astronaut on a factory CT-90 that they weren't, yes, NASA is aware you cannot take a carbureted motorcycle to the moon.
That's what I was looking at.
This was just a test fit to see and in a suit if they could do all the controls.
He's got the foot dab ready and everything. Yeah,
They
ready to roll.
then developed an electric mini bike that they tested on the Vomit Comet and anti-gravity. And I wonder if that was the first electric mini bike.
Might have been.
In the
But for those, like
1960s.
Artemis is on its way back right now,
1969?
so who knows?
Yeah.
We may actually get a motorcycle on the moon later.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So, thank you for playing Bizarre
Yay.
Headlines. All right, who
I want that goat.
got like at least 5? Anyone?
I missed 2.
I got 1.
Oh, you're so crazy. So, I wanted to open it up to the Misfits here, see if anyone has any stories they want to share about podcasts, about the guests, about the garage, about how you've changed, over the years from the podcast.
Some of my best memories.
Oh no!
If any of y'all have been listening long enough, you'll remember the Moto Bandito.
Oh my God, those were the best.
Some of my best memories
Those were
was
the
just
best.
sitting down with Liza and brainstorming these ridiculously stupid, over-the-top
Products.
Yeah, faux commercials, and we had so much fun just being stupid in the studio, just the two of us. And
I enjoyed the snap-off tools.
We put these out in the podcast, expecting a huge, massive amount of emails. Like, what is this stupid thing? Like,
And
this
it
is so
was
fun. Nothing.
Crickets. Like total
nothing.
crickets.
No feedback. No comments. Nothing. And that was the funniest part.
Overhead lumber
Didn't
rack
we
for
even
Harley.
make a website like
Yeah.
Moto Bandito or
we had
something?
a backstory. We had
so
a
much.
smoking
helmet.
It was so
we
dumb.
actually made the smoking helmet.
But one of the funnest experiences in my experience of just being on the podcast was just doing that Moto Bandito shit.
Spin around some motorcycles.
Yeah.
Whoop,
Spin
whoop.
around.
Was it like the sand tire that was also self-spanking or something like that? There was one of those.
Oh, the sex toy
toolkit.
Wow.
Yeah, with the intro to anal flare kit. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
So
always
much.
butt-related things going on.
Comedy
with you guys.
genius.
I know. Emma, how about you? You've seen so many of these kids grow up, as I say. What's
And the Toys R Us
your
kids sense of the word grow up.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing people's journeys within the Recycle Garage. And one of the people I've been so happy to see come up in motorcycling is Charlie's wife, Micah.
Yeah.
And Micah,
Absolutely.
Micah started coming to the garage on the back of Charlie's bike and really didn't have much to say. And
Yeah, Micah kind of went a full 180 or swing. I mean, we finally convinced her to, take the CMSP. We finally convinced her to take the CMSP course and, bought a GS 500 for
Just
stupid low price.
Goose.
And was there. It was like, that thing fucking sucks.
well, no, it wasn't quite like that. It was strategic negotiation. It was just pointing out the motorcycle's flaws and negotiating with the seller.
20-year-old motorcycle.
But I've seen Micah go from really just starting to where she's at now.
She was riding for like a month or something and dropped the bike like 10 times.
I remember
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah,
It
I
was
remember
like,
that too.
She's done with it. She didn't want to do it anymore. She was like, this isn't for me. And I convinced her, like, just take the road rider class that, at the GT track day or whatever. And so she reluctantly did the class. And then she fell in love with it. She took the class. It was much more confident. And, then took the class 2 more times and is now a CMSP instructor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now also teaching the Z2 road rider class.
And not only that, so we've had this young lady who went from not even riding now. She's very accomplished instructor, great racer when she does track days. But last summer, Charlie and Micah got married.
We did.
And one of my proudest moments, I actually married them. I was the minister. So you talk about community and friendships that endure beyond the garage. I mean, they're very, very tangible. So
Well, and we were both talking. We were like, well, who's going to marry us or whatever? And Emma was kind of both of our first choice.
and it's, first and last wedding I'm ever going to do.
And to me, that's something that really is a good representation of the community and the friendships developed here from unlikely people. There's such an age range with us, but
You're
this
calling me
commonality.
I am
So
consistently the eldest.
How many people here had people from the garage in your wedding party?
Raise your hand.
Yeah.
I was in
3, okay.
Charley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy again.
I like to think my legacy in the garage, hopefully everyone's bikes are running a little bit better now. I like to think that the standard of Misfit bikes is raised just a little bit now.
Well, I want to talk about that a little bit. Before Emma came to the garage, our thing was, well, none of us are mechanics, but we'll buy a manual and we'll figure it out together, right?
Or, I mean, if you don't have the manual, there's Google, I suppose.
And that was kind of how it worked. It was like, and sometimes it would take a long time to figure something out because none of us really knew, but we would figure it out together. And then Emma came along and be like, oh, just adjust that. And it's like, oh, that was it. And you kind of really elevated everything at the garage when you
I started shouting at my radio when you came along. When she came along, I was sitting back there listening to all your episodes and stuff, and so happy to have an energetic, fun, cool podcast to listen to. And when Emma showed up, she's saying stuff, and I'm like, yeah, preach, sister. Bring it on. That's right. Tell them what's right. Sort these people out. And I was so happy to have her showing up. Because as one of those guys that is, spends way too much time doing it. But that was that thing, and that was an element to your podcast that, and also in addition to your family. And having her show up really did change things, and there was this dynamic that kind of got.
It was kind of like the natural evolution. Like we really needed someone to like come in and who knew what they were doing, and it needed to happen. And Emma was that person.
It was just lucky. It was great timing for me because what I've never really shared on the podcast, I was being booted out of the museum when the Misfits actually came to visit. I made the classic mistake. See, the museum was owned by a husband and wife team. And she never really showed much of an interest in the museum. And so I worked very, very closely with Neil, the husband. And she kind of got a little insanely jealous of the time we'd spent together. I mean, it was nothing other than a friendship born on motorcycling. But and she basically threw me out of the museum. So I was very, very low. Meanwhile, the Misfits had come along, so it was great for me to just go from one to the other. And I'm very welcome back at the museum now, and then I go back once in a while, but it's nowhere near as much fun as the Misfits.
So Emma, I have a question for you now.
Yes.
We all have learned so much from you, wrenching, writing, everything. I want to know, what have you learned from the group?
It's no. I want to make sure I phrase this correctly.
Silence.
Nothing.
It's very, very easy when you get to a certain place in motorcycles, if you work on them. You know, the stakes get very, very high. If you spend your day fitting tires for people and doing brakes and doing suspension, you know, if you do something wrong, you could kill somebody quite quickly. I mean, make no mistake, everybody knows in this room knows that your motorcycle wants to kill you. And it will do it quite quickly and very, very painlessly for you if you let it. So you really need to be on the ball when you actually work on it. And having done it for so long, this year in 2022, I've been consistently working on motorcycles for 44 years. And thank you, I started in September 1978, so it's 44 years and 2.5 months. It's very, very easy to kind of get into this is very important work and it's very serious work, and you shouldn't have any humor or fun doing it. And I think what I've learned from the Misfits is not to take myself too seriously anymore, because God knows we don't. And I think perhaps that was lacking in my life. I tried never to be pompous, but, you know, I take things very, very, because this is important work. And it was easy to kind of be stodgy and boring. And that's really not who I am. I'm a complete idiot. I mean, I come from a long line of imbeciles. I'm just carrying on the family tradition. And I think you all helped me get in touch with my inner idiot. And I'm very happy about it.
So you'd say that at this point now you've got a totally different bunch of tools in your box?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I promise you all, I am not exaggerating. The garage has completely changed the trajectory of my life. Completely.
In a good way.
Before the garage, could you have ever pictured yourself having a pants-off dance-off with Naked Jim?
Never.
Yet,
here we are.
What did we discover? Wait, it was in Vegas. We're not supposed to talk about it.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
That's a myth.
Yeah, the two of them just having a party by themselves, dancing with their pants off. Just
On the
having
bed
fun.
in the room in Vegas to the Detroit Cobras.
Yes, and well, actually, I think there's many times there's been pants off at the garage too. One of the favorite rides that happens thanks to the vampires is the Naked Ride.
It's going to be January 21st this year.
Fantastic. I will be there.
Who's
7
going to
p.m.
come
at Recycle.
to the Naked Ride? I'm looking at you, Craig. Come on.
You have an
Amen.
average of 77 years. You're going to die not riding a motorcycle naked? What the fuck, man? Seriously.
You have to try it once at least. And
Yeah.
if you try it once, you come back for seconds.
Was that in high season?
So I was one of the few people who've actually incurred an injury on the Naked Ride.
Yep.
And it was about 3 or 4 years ago when I was riding my Metal Flake Green Moto Guzzi, and which I just bought back 2 days ago. Thank you, Chris, for letting me buy my bike back. However, so a Moto Guzzi is a V-twin, of course, but it's across the frame. It's not like a Harley. And what you don't realize is when you're naked, I braked a little bit hard, and of course the seat is quite slippy on your naked butt, so I slid forward on the seat. There may have been some lubrication. I don't know. It was awfully cold. And my knee slid forward and touched the back of the cylinder heads. So I ended up with 2 rug burns on my knees. So there is a naked woman riding a Moto Guzzi round Santa Cruz at 11 o'clock at night with rug burns on her knees.
Yep.
Megan,
Classic.
I believe you have a story from a Naked Ride.
Which one?
I was going to say, which one?
I learned a lesson the first time I loaned one of my bikes to a
Okay,
woman
good. You were reading
who
my
wanted
notes.
to do the Naked Ride.
Oh, God. I thought we
And my
weren't
bike
going there.
came back with a shroud of turn vagina on the seat that no amount of cleaner would take off.
You tried for forever to take that off, and so
Forever.
the following year, Doug was going to
For
lead
the
the
record,
ride.
this was a recycler that borrowed your bike that's not here today. The previous year.
Yeah. The next year after this happened, Doug was going to lead the Naked Ride, and everyone's naked. We're all standing around. Bike won't start. It's fucking cold. Bike won't start. So Liza pushes the Versus out and is like, "Take this."
Take this.
And so Doug jumps on, and I jump on the back, and we do the Naked Ride. And
I'm like, but wait, put saran wrap on the seat
No,
first.
you threw a paper towel at me.
Put this out. I don't want to go through that again.
And I think as I rode off, I pulled it out and I let it flutter away. And we do the ride and everything. And we're on our way back. And I'm like, Doug, let's stop at like 7-Eleven.
Sick. We're gonna get a frozen Nestle Crunch bar. You run down to 7-Eleven real quick, come back to the garage, and we have the bike parked kind of far away so Liza can't see it.
Can't see.
And we're just giggling, chuckling.
So hard.
Put some chocolate where I was sitting, put some ice cream where Megan was sitting.
We like gummed up the chocolate, like, because it was like.
Because it had nuts in it.
Put a couple plops.
You were unamused.
And we like sat in the corner waiting, and then like everyone was there though, and Liza wouldn't go push her bike in.
Yeah, that was
remember.
bitch.
I remember the time Donut, his bike broke down on the Naked Ride, and we all left him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Because it was some sport bike.
It was his red CBR.
The CBR, and he kept revving the engine.
Revving the engine and overheated it.
And it was right by the
It was
Saturn Cafe, right?
Yeah, Saturn.
Yeah.
It starts
Coolant.
boiling over,
Spilling out everywhere.
puking coolant everywhere, and he's like, "Okay, nope, he's done." And yeah,
Toodaloo. It's on YouTube, I think. Didn't Rev take a video of it and like?
Yep,
he
there's
just-
several years on YouTube. There is one where the CHP tried to stop the ride.
Yes.
That one's up there. Then there's when we're turning in front of the Highway 9, in front of the cop car that then turns the other way and just keeps going. Local police is cool. CHP not so much.
And for the record, it is not illegal to be naked in Santa Cruz.
You just can't be
Just so you
lewd
know.
and lascivious.
As long as you're not lewd and lascivious.
Was it time someone hitchhiked?
Oh yes, we did pick up
right.
a naked hitchhiker. So that was way back in the day, where there was a vampire who had retired, who had moved up to the city and didn't tell anybody he was coming back down except for one or two of us. And if you've ever met Zach is a very hairy man. To the point, like, the naked ride didn't really mean much to him. It really didn't. So we're on the naked ride, and Carl was a prospect at that time. So that tells you how long ago it was. And we're cruising along in front of the bus stop, and all of a sudden, this hairy, naked ape man sticks out a thumb and has a helmet. So Carl does wait, okay, they got a helmet. They must be part of this. Pulls off to the side, and Zach jumps on, and Carl was not in on the joke whatsoever. So that's how we picked up a naked hitchhiker.
Yeah. And as much as Emma's contributed to the shop and helped us grow from it, there's another person here who's really helped us grow a lot that I just want to acknowledge, and that's the scooterist Bagel. The die-hard scooterist who...
Hell yeah, brother.
I think has changed at least all of our opinions of what a scooterist is. And hopefully you guys, because we learned that there are hardcore scooterists.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, Phil, you know not long because you too are a hardcore scooterist.
You know, that's one of those things. I actually have been on rides with the vampires many, many, many years ago because the vampires had a very large scooter contingent.
We did.
For a
Back
long
when
time.
Barrett and the rest were still really around. Yeah,
That's exactly right. That's how I met vampires. And we raced motor scooters. We have a whole motor scooter racing organization. We had a motor scooter racing league. And Tom would ride out from his home in Delaware and stuff. And earlier we were talking about, so who here has ever had 7 people on their motorcycle? Anyone?
At once?
At one time. And then ridden it a given distance. Nobody, right? How about, so we had people, we had 7 on a Vespa, right? Yeah. 7 on a Vespa, and that was pretty cool. And then the guy comes up with the Limbretta. Yeah. And comes up with a Limbretta, and I think about 9 people maybe got on the Limbretta, a little bit longer, and it kind of suffered across the line, maybe 30, 40 feet, and transmission later it stalled and everybody fell off. And they're cherry picking all the smallest people to get on the bike, competition. Bagel shows up. And he was just Heinkel Tom back then. And he shows up on this Teutonic masterpiece. Late 50s, early 60s.
1958, yeah.
Yeah, 1958 Heinkel 103A1. It's a company that made, Messerschmitts and bombers and stuff and, all these warplanes. And he shows up.
Of all.
Yeah. And he shows up. And he's like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, there's a rare piece of German Teutonic exotica. Why don't you guys get on? And he wasn't picking the small people. I got on. Everybody, oh, yeah, just get on. Everybody, come on. How many, Bagel?
We had 11 people on that
11 people on one German scooter.
Wow. Did you turn on the air horns after that? Just to make sure everybody got out of the way?
And it did, and it went quite effectively across the line. But that, you are the example of, don't ever punch down. Bagel has always been, and for the entire time I've known him, he's one of the most hardcore riders. He's one of the most absolute, it's broken, I got to fix it on the side of the road. Game on, right? It's so cool.
Yeah.
And but that's that silly thing, that's that silly thing is I'd like to do something stupid, but I'd like to do it with the wrong equipment.
Yeah. Well, that's my jam. Is
the
that
off-road scooter.
I like to take scooters and make them do things that they were never intended to do, like ride across the country, or ride up to the top of Pikes Peak, or ride to Alaska. And I really enjoy long distance riding, and it's something that I always wanted to do ever since the very beginning when I got into riding.
I like to travel, and there was just this appeal to me to go out and ride just on the open road and go long distances and see places. And I think that even though it's something that I always wanted to do, coming to the garage actually gave me a lot of inspiration, because we've had several people on the podcast over the years, including right when I had first joined up with the garage, talking about long distance riding. And it was something that I had done, plenty of long distance rides, but were like day rides, maybe 2 days on a scooter. Like probably the biggest trip I had been on was from Delaware up to Montreal and back. And that was a week trip. That was a nice little vacation I did back in 1993. But I'd never done any really long rides. And I tried an iron butt once, didn't make it because the bike wasn't running well. But after meeting some people who had actually done it, and I kind of learned more about what's needed to prepare and get ready, I did it. And then I did it again and again. And it's tough, and it takes a lot out of you. But there's a sense of accomplishment there that it's almost like you're proving that you can do something that not only were you not sure if you could do it, but most other people thought there's no way in hell anybody could do that. And it's, to me, it's kind of a thrill to be able to pull something like that off and just show that yes, it can be done.
And I want to add, Bagel, as much as I make fun of scooterists in general, number one, I don't mean it, but secondly,
y'all are crazy.
You have more than once you've called me up on a run, and I've been so proud to be able to help you out and get you back on the road. Just the voice on the end of the telephone. Bagel is an amazing rider. And he can make a 300cc Vespa do what a lot of guys on the 600 sport bike would dream of doing.
Yeah. Yeah, tearing up Santa Cruz Mountains, like I'm passing people going up, on
You passed me on
rides.
that TT600. So
Yeah.
I got a Triumph TT600, all beautiful, cool, having a great time.
I'm just like, why are these guys riding so slow?
taking
These
this
are
line.
great curves to just muscle right through.
You were wearing a damn scooter skirt.
Yes. A little chilly that day,
Still waiting for the Baja Judge.
Emma?
Yes, darling.
Update on the Baja Judge. I got a Vermont plate for it.
Nice.
So things will start happening.
God bless.
I need to run out there and let someone in. Can you give some stuff away?
I'm going to. So it's competition time.
Yes.
Okay, so bear with me. I'm going to get the box. And this is
Not your
audience participation. If you want a prize, you got to come up here for it. So stand by.
Extra points if you let her pee in your airbox.
Give her $300 for it.
Yeah, then you got to sell it for cheap.
All right.
Yeah, but that's like starting a fluid.
Now, these prize packs, it's not. This is not cheap stuff. It's so valuable. You may have to actually put yourself in the next tax bracket for 2023. These are very valuable. So, I want to talk about who traveled the furthest today. Now, I'm not saying by motorcycle. Who traveled the furthest? I mean, Phil here came from Ohio. We have to have somebody who's come further than Ohio.
I came from Seabright Avenue.
Oh.
Atlanta.
Atlanta? Any advance on Atlanta? I think you got it. All right.
Dude.
You better come up here for your prize.
Coming in from all the way from Atlanta, dude.
There's two of them.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna contest that with Google Maps later.
The east part of Atlanta, Phil.
Exactly. That's the plan. Look at how young and handsome he is.
All right, now.
So wait, you didn't come together?
Now we're going to talk to the hardcore.
Come together a bit later. Okay.
I am just talking to the people who rode motorcycle. Who rode the furthest today by bike?
It's raining.
So
I know it's raining. So I know somebody has come from Utah. Where is my Utah rider? Right. Any advance on Utah? Oh my God. Really?
It's winter.
We're not that
winter.
cool.
In
All right, you got it, my
You
friend.
realize that outside of California,
this
there's
man
things
is a
like
G.
snow and ice.
Give him some free shit. This man is a G.
Oh yeah, Emma. Did you mean today or in general for this episode?
No, today.
Congratulations.
Just today.
Just today.
Epic ride.
For this event. All right, next one. This is going to be an easy one. Youngest legal rider. So unfortunately, it can't be anybody under 16 because we're talking about legal rider here.
Unless
Who
they're from
is
another
the
state.
youngest legal rider in this room? So if you're under 25, stick your hand up. All right. Just two. Three.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where's-
yeah.
All right.
We're old.
Holler out your name. Holler out your ages. Reed, how old are you, darling? 22. 23. Reed, you're up.
All right.
Damn. Good job.
Well done, Reed.
Congratulations.
I thought Ellie was going to steal it.
Nice hair.
And
too.
make no mistake, guys, that is where the future is. We need to get more Reeds on motorcycles.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're getting old. We need some young blood. Which brings me to the next category.
All right. And Emma, do it faster.
Oldest rider. Who in this room is over 65? Who in this room is over 70?
Damn.
Who in this room is over 75?
Oh.
You got it, friend.
They're triplets, of course.
74. 73. There you go.
There.
Oh, give away 2 bags. It's equal.
You got to make them fight for it.
Are you matching they're sized, you know, they're sized. Yeah, yeah, make sure you give them the right size. I know. You might have to do some trading. That's all I have to say.
So on the side of the bag, if you've just got a price bag, there's a size, which is just for the T-shirt. So if you think it's appropriate, keep your bag. If you think it's inappropriate. So we've got one more. Who has the most number of bikes? Who here owns 5 bikes?
Damn.
6.
Over a dozen.
7. 8. 9.
Yes,
10.
They're registered as motorcycles.
11.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
No.
No, he's trying to cheat again.
No.
Yes, cheating.
That's why I recused myself.
Where's my 10? Where's my 10? You're up. Craig, the reason why Craig doesn't account... Wait a minute. How many have we got who owns 10? Any 11s? Any 12s?
12s?
What?
Any 13s?
Damn.
14?
Not even getting tired.
15?
20.
16? How many bloody bikes do you have, Antonio? How many?
Alfredo.
How many? 31. Oh,
Damn.
Wow.
Wait.
And all you got was
These
this
aren't
lousy
models, because
t-shirt.
if they are, I win.
The reason why I disqualified Craig, please stand up, Craig, because you are a giant in the West Coast motorcycling community. You are a giant, sir. Craig runs Pacific Motorcycle Training, and so he is responsible for bringing so many new riders into the fold. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
All right.
These people safe.
There's no more prizes.
Well, that's okay. We're just going to give stuff out of the bag.
I'll give you one more, because I got more things to get to and run out of time.
One more.
One more.
Right. Okay. If any of you think you can do a passable imitation of me, you better get up here and do it.
Who wants to try? Okay, the prize. I'm gonna
This
get.
is a good prize.
Oh, I got something good. This is a smart battery charger.
This is very valuable, but you have got to come up here and make a complete idiot of yourself and do it.
I'll give you a T-shirt, but who can do an impersonation?
I want to hear the disdain in your voice when you do her.
Hello.
No. You got to come
That's
up
an
here.
impersonation of me impersonating you. Who can do one?
Oh God, come
Raise your hand.
on.
Raise your hand. Nobody? I'll come to you.
You just got.
You just have to try.
Who knew we were
We
in
have
Shy Bun?
no takers.
No. I know.
Now they're
Let's see.
shy.
Morgan, I'm coming for you. Come on, what do you got?
What am I going to do with a battery charger, Liza?
You can get, Morgan. He's got all the chargers already.
Darling.
Nothing? Okay.
All right. Okay. So.
All right. Well,
say
wait, we got a contender. Here we go.
All right. Here we
Hold
go.
on.
Down at the front. Down at the
I'm
front.
coming down.
What do British people
All right.
say, Emma?
Because only contestant is going to win. All right, ready?
Give it the beans, darling.
Give that man a battery charger.
Yes.
He gets all the
There you
battery
go.
chargers.
I wanted to get
That
real
man
quick.
is
Do we
full
have
of
anyone who
battery
has a
chargers.
question for any of the Misfits or the group?
Yeah, and don't be
large?
shy.
Oh, Joe.
Question from the Peanut Gallery.
So, my question to the Misfits, if we wanted to start our own motorcycle collective or something of that vein, how could we do that in our locale? What is the best
It's
method?
the easiest thing in the world, and I'm
You
going
have
to
to have-
paraphrase Liza. Put out the chairs, and they'll come.
Yeah. It's all about chairs. No,
Chairs
it's true.
and
No,
Little
something.
Caesars pizza.
I mean, I think Doug is a perfect example. We talked about it earlier. We didn't have a community for many years. This took a long time to grow. You can't just create this overnight. But my belief was consistency. I committed my Sundays. Every Sunday I'd sit out there. And sometimes still to this day, nobody shows up. But if I'm not there, somebody else, knock, Doug, Emma, Jim, Charley, somebody will go and sit there for me. We're always there, consistent. And people have learned that. And from that grew a community.
And as hokey as it sounds, if you truly love motorcycles and you have love in your heart, you will have the most successful motorcycle collective imaginable. Because you just enjoy people showing up and messing about with bikes. It's the most wonderful thing. Do it.
All right, I've got time for one more question. Who's got a question? Anyone? Quiet crowd, crickets. No one raises their hand. I'm going to pick a rando.
Record yourself criticizing other motorcycle podcasts.
Everything you
I
ever
think
wanted
that's
to
what we
ask
need
a
right now.
misfit, but we're afraid to ask.
No questions? All right, then I'm going to go. We've got an email I wanted to read. This is a special email, in fact.
Oh, right. Oh.
Yeah, and this is from our friend. We appreciate Phil being here from Cleveland Moto, one of our brothers in podcasts.
Yeah, thanks for all your hate mail, by the way. That's great. Really appreciate that.
And we got an email from another one of our friends, Ted, from the Motorcycle Men.
Oh, I know Ted.
He says, hey, I just wanted to send you a little note to congratulate you and your entire crew on your 500th episode. It's unfortunate I won't be able to listen to the live broadcast as I'll be with otherwise engaged, but I didn't want to let the moment pass without sending along my best wishes to you, Emma, Jim, Bagel, Kat, and all the rest. 500 shows is quite a milestone, and you should all be very proud of that, and we all hope there will be at least another 500 more.
Optimistic.
That's what you said at the beginning.
And fuck knock.
True.
And as always,
Fuck knock.
if you have complaints about this or any other show, send your complaints to phil@clevelandmoto.com.
You guys, man, that's my work email. That is the corporate email of the shop. Everybody who works in my shop looks at that. Yeah.
I tried to tell them what the right email address, but they don't listen.
And then, we have one more, but I think this person is here in the audience, and I'll let them read it themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Junior or JR? JR?
JR.
Yes, there he is. JR. From Sacramento. You sent us a nice email, and I want you to read it yourself, because we rarely have that opportunity. Can you read from there? You got...
But you have to use a funny voice.
I can read from there, but if
Do
I
it in your own
see
accent.
it,
Can you do that as Donald talk?
oh man, the problem is I can't see it. It's too dark in here. So you want to read here? She'll read it for me. No. Oh, she's gonna give me the flashlight.
Got him.
Here it is. Good morning, Liza. Well, it's about to happen. I just wanted to drop you a note and congratulate. You're holding the light in the right place. All you This is not good. This is really showing my age. The note to congratulate you all, or y'all, the way I wrote it. I listened to a lot of podcasts, and of course, I listened to Phil and the gang at Cleveland Moto. Last night, I was listening to the guys at Motorcycle Men podcast. Both podcasts mentioned you and all the Misfits with high regard, high praise. And the Motorcycle Men said that in order of longest and best ratings, motorcycle podcasts exclusively, I'm catching up here, was the Misfits, Cleveland Moto, and the Motorcycle Men in that order.
Wow.
You all have put together something to be very proud of. Congratulations. See you Saturday.
Awesome.
Right on. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, JR.
We love you.
We don't normally get that opportunity, but now you see how it's not that easy, is it, to read on air the emails. Well, we're getting near that time where I have to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank especially all the people on this stage. People down here, John Dalton, Henry, Jeremy, Josh, James, all the Misfits who've been a part of our group, who've all contributed and allowed me to do this thing that I love doing with all these people who share the same passion as I do. And I think you guys sense that too. It's one of those things where the sum is greater than the whole of the parts. Did I say that right? You did. Yeah, and this is something that I love doing and giving that platform and seeing everybody here become who they are through the community, through the garage, through the podcast. But then also knowing that there are people out here who listen to us who feel like they know us. And some of you become friends with us. You know, some of you show up and become one of us. And yeah, big thanks. Big thanks to everyone who has. There you go. Who's been a big part of it, and gotten us to this 500 episode milestone that I never could have imagined.
How many years, Liza? 500 episodes of
9. I listened to the
We're
first
nine,
one.
about 9.5. I think.
Yeah, I listened to the first one the other day. Today.
And when people say, 500 more, I can't even imagine that either.
When we sat in the garage sharing that microphone with the cat meowing into it and people working around us, I never would have thought that this would have happened from that.
Yeah, we were like, what's a podcast thing?
What time is it on?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
What channel is that on?
Yeah, when does it go on?
The scariest thing is if we do 1,000 episodes, what's a 70-year-old Emma going to be like?
Ooh.
I know.
That is the correct answer.
And quite the cheeky monkey,
correct
I'm
is
sure.
the best correct.
Well, this is the time of the show where we close it out. We're going to do a little bit different tonight, okay? I want to thank everybody for coming, for being a part of this, getting us to 500 episodes. We couldn't have done it without you. Everybody here in the studio, you're going to help us close this out, and I think you all know how to close it out. So thank you, everybody, for coming. I couldn't have done it without you. Let's get out of here.
Cool.
Cool. Woo. Yeah.
Thank you, Liza.
Yes, we need to thank Liza for putting everything together. Without Liza, none of us would be here today.
Thank you guys for coming out in this disgustingly horrible weather, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Much
It's not
appreciate you
sunny
guys
Santa
very,
Cruz
very much.
today.
And thank you all for listening and for your support, because we could do this without all of you, but it wouldn't be nearly as much fun.
No.
Because we appreciate everything that you guys give us too.
All right. Let's get out of here. Thanks.
Ride fast, take chances.
Let's get a pizza.